Greetings, fellow commerce industrialists. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Sintopia. Episode 12. Building a Soul Profit Grinder. On the overhead, we have a pious conservative who believes in priest and soldier, but not life path ranger. Let's get rid of him. I want a ranger for expansionism early on. Or someone that doesn't at least hate rangers, because we're going to need to do some land claim here, especially if there's demons. Try to get as much bang for our buck out of our leader as we can. I also wouldn't mind building up some cult following and having our cultists, for now, they will advertise, but eventually, maybe, depending on how hard the fight is, have the cultists, shaboink. And then let's see if there's any freebie chests up here to help us out with our jump start. All right, some newcomers, just people. Probably replacing the regular Omniscient Doctors with the improved versions pretty early on is going to be smart. I have the improved versions of the 7D, and we might as well get the 7D if we can. So, Industry Mogul. Yeah, I'm okay with the Industry Mogul. Building up is good. It doesn't have to necessarily be militaristic building up, like building houses, building hospitals, building sawmills, whatever, that's fine. Early on, building is totally fine. And then we can replace them with a militarized one. Any other chests? Not that I can see. All right, back down to hell. What are our employees or work, movement speed? Okay, that's fine. All right, and now they're extra motivated. Working at 70% should get people through the grind quickly. All right, at the moment they are building a sawmill next. Yeah, that's going to be important. I thought we had a sawmill. Huh. Build another one? That'd be weird. So we're building up some faith, and what I'm going to want to do is try to expand our cult members, because cult members are going to be the most important to us. Now, we don't have an HIA yet, but I don't have a lot of cultists, so I'm not too worried about the HIA at the moment. Now, if we wanted more treatment over here, there is another leprechaun zone that we can unlock, which might be worth it. We would just have to be... These are pride corruptiles, so we'd have to avoid the pride corruptiles if we wanted to go over there. So corruptiles can have, obviously, as you can see, this one's lust. Corruptiles can have a specific status effect, not just general sin. Which makes these potentially more dangerous because they will drive... regular ones, you have a 1/7 of a chance to get a specific type, whereas this is a guarantee. So if you march over them enough, you'll become prideful or lustful. All right, we have enough money for the at the end of the day. And then the other thing we don't have in this setup, obviously, is Hell Pet Show. So let's start to get the Hell Pet Shows. The problem is there's not a good spot for the shows. That allow for the loop back, because there's just not a lot of functional space. So I think what I'm gonna do, which might seem a little crazy, is put the help shows. It's not that crazy. Put the help shows here, and then measure to make sure that we aren't creating deviants or non-profitable souls to be regenerated at the end, possibly. Oh, yeah, there we go. Because we're gonna want faith coin. So Souls Dispatcher right here on the last check. And this is going to be fallback will be A. So I'm going to make that to the bottom. And B is if status equals hero, go. If not, and you'll be going here, and once I have a little bit more money, because I want to save up money for the wages, we'll walk this all the way back to the start. And I'm going to need more help at shows already, I can tell. But these guys are really racking in money, which is great. All right, let's see. Large cluster. I'll probably work. I'll wait in the daytime to try to get cult members. So I have a bunch of spell points, but during day hours, we don't really have a high cluster of hummus to affect. I get most of the soldiers alive, and they're about to get a chest for me, I think. All right, so far so good. Need a break room. Oh, here we go.
Guys, seems one of the sloth demons is summoning an army. The onslaught's about to begin.
It's okay. We have Adam too. Wait. Where is he? Rupert!
It might be best to give our friend some rest.
Are you kidding? We need Muscle Boy right about now.
Okay, fine. Activate Project Doom.
No, I won't do it. It's not my war.
Ever since he started talking, he has proved difficult to work with. I'm not even sure I have full control over him anymore. I would advise against using him.
Muscle Boy, buddy, hear me out. Look, you get on the ground once more, and when you come back, we talk this through, yeah? One last mission. Come on, we need you right now, bud.
One last war, huh? Fine.
Oh, and a soldier? Give him hell.
All right, we got some sin spawn coming in. There we go. Well, I have their combat power, so that will be helpful. And we have some rangers ready to head them off. We paid morning wages. We literally have no one in the queue. Help at show is going fine. We are eventually going to probably want a line here so we don't build up sins as we wait. So maybe that will be the next investment I make, but let's keep an eye on these sloth demons. Maybe I'll blow them up one more time. Oh, shoot. I missed. I highly doubt my cultists have... there's a little bit of coin. There was one cotton collateral. But that will buy them some time to... Yep, there's the soldiers. I was waiting for the soldiers. Okay. Sloth dead. I do have the money now for the loop back. So let's go and just, like, make that. So that we don't get people that aren't worth a hero kind of stuck. And I'll just have the loop back follow the lava so they move nice and fast. Done. Alright, that was a small investment. That should work. And wow, we have a lot more people to treat. The average sin amount is what? About 25. So we'll keep an eye on that. I'll start replacing these with the higher quality Omnisin Doctor 70s. Once the average sin is like around 50 or so, or more like 75. But these guys are still low enough that I don't really need that. So let's create a waiting line for here now, so that we don't end up imparting more sin while they wait. So booth. Employee. Movement speed, whatever.
Serving others is always a pleasure, okay?
Should be good enough. I don't really need a motivation at the waiting line, because it doesn't really make sense. They don't build up sins when they're waiting. And there we go. So this should help with that. And then the other thing I can do is, of course, a restroom, so that their breaks aren't super extended. Speaking of restrooms, we could always get break rooms. So maybe I should start incorporating break rooms instead. So the difference here is it can handle 5, and their breaks are reduced by 75%. And that'll work for me. So put one of the expensive break rooms here. And then I'm gonna save money for another break room for these guys, replacing the restroom. Because I'm not ready to shell out that cash. I want to save for wages too. But cool. We got good amount of spell power. Can't say it's the sexiest design, but it will do. And this loop back, I think, for... So if deviants come out here, I'll have it cross over like this. Done. Okay, I'm actually going to opt for the better break room now. Bit of a risk, but it's fine.
Easy.
And the reason why I'm going for the better break room here is I know that this is going to be like the resource grinder for money. So I want to make this as efficient as possible, and having high quality break room will help with that. The other thing we can do is we can use the impish resource as well. I haven't really been using those. I probably shouldn't have bought that at this hour. But we haven't really been using those, and that might help as well to reduce our, like, essentially tax load. And I'll put someone in there once I can afford more employees. I like how we massively reduce their break, and then I still stab them anyway. Yeah, it's the kind of administrator I am. Alright, surface. How are we doing in here? I see you. Come on, give me $dollars. I don't want people. You give me $dollars. Perfect. So I'm able to afford my taxes, no problem. Alright, the next thing they're building is a sawmill? I don't believe you. We already have a sawmill. I might change the leader soon so that they're more combat oriented. Alright, employee.
Sweet.
I see you started saving. A good start. I hope that is not too much of a bother.
Let's get another show going. And then try to get a motivator for them.
It's gonna be sure. Can do.
Oh, and I put this show too close to the lava, so it was a demotivator. So actually, let's nudge them around. Okay. That's no longer demotivated. Good. I just have to fix the road pathing like that. Cool. And then once I have a little bit more money, we'll put a positive monument here to boost. There we go. So now it's all boosted. And that should increase the throughput there considerably. For now, I'm just going to move this here to boost the other building, but it will probably get moved back at some point. But we might as well motivate our impish resource employee as well. So I know that I haven't been, I've been investing my money to make more money. I think that's a better feedback loop. Now that I have a bunch of faith coin, let's do this. Here be cultists. All right, 17 from 3 or something. Not bad, not bad. And we'll just keep doing that to raise our renown. Okay, I think everything's working pretty smooth, even with the 3 Omniscient Doctors. I don't think most of these guys don't have to get rechecked. Like, he does, but he's only really on the brink. Most of it is not needing to be rechecked, as far as I can tell. No, another recheck. Might mean we should start investing in the 7Ds soon instead. No, I'll keep an eye on that. Alright, let's try to get a military ruler now. because I don't really see anything being built. Right? I don't think they've built anything meaningful in a while now, so we'll go with one that wants troops and rangers, if we can find that. Land claims, because there's like Guacas like in our own neighborhood. We need to kill them, or want to kill them. Heartfelt humanist. Okay, time for some more regicide. Oops. Yo, hey Doc. There we go. No big deal. Just a little regicide. Is this set up correctly? I don't see. Oh, okay, they are getting dispatched. Okay, cool. Brainy Scholar. Oh, come on. It's the exact opposite of what I was going for. Don't worry, I have lightning to spare.
Would you look at that? The hummus are feeling spiritual, believing in cosmic forces playing with their fate. Preposterous beliefs, if you ask me. Wait.
Yeah, they might be onto something, actually.
What's bothering me, however, is that their priests summon to the church the most sinful hummus to repent, which lowers their sinometer. Bad taste through and through.
But doesn't less sin mean less problems overall?
Either way, what's sure is that it means less cash for us once they visit hell.
All right. So they're inventing their own religion, in other words, which is going to compete with us, essentially. So priests work in churches. They call the highest sinners in the population to reduce their sins over time. Priests gain pride when judging other humu. And getting leaders that are like anti-priest, because this person is a pious conservative, good lord, is going to be important so that they don't support the priesthood, so that we don't have reduced wages. So, I be smiting. A might be of smiting. Ooh, nice. Cultists! Woohoo! Alright, here we go. An anxious patriot. That will work. Soldiers with a few healers and super not life priest path. Long may you live. Alright, the average sins... still pretty low. So most aren't gonna need rechecks. You will. I'm just gonna do a quick survey. Yeah. I think what we could do for now is start to roll out the Omnisyn, the improved versions. And then if we continually have issues, you know, we'll deal with it accordingly. I have to be careful about money, though. So I'm actually going to leave this unemployed for now until I have a little bit more money to hire. So I'm teeter-tottering. Yeah, I can afford it. Okay. There's the big one. And that ought to help out. Good job, soldiers. And we got heroes. I have a bunch of heroes, so let's actually spend them. So, this campaign says to spend it how? Feeble demons might make sense because we're getting attacked by a lot of demons. I'm actually surprised that that isn't recommended. We could also, because of the condensed footprint of our buildings, go for major fear and motivation props. So that we can really motivate our employees to work quickly in a tight space. And then probably also get charismatic admin maxed, which serves a pretty similar purpose. So now we have these massive motivators and demotivators, which, if dropped, would super boost facilities, which I think would be nice. Alright, I'm not going to spend anything because dawn's about to happen. Cool. Now. Trying to increase our influence a little bit, if I can.
Yay.
How many soldiers just died? Holy cow. Alright, let's go ahead and get one of the galvanizing motivators. And that means I can refund this one for half cost. And if we take a look at, like, anyone that's working in here, their motivation is ridiculously high. For super work speed, they should be flowing through the workflow quick. I know I'm not really saving up Perga dollars, but, like, that's not my main concern. Now, we're probably going to want another one of the Omniscient Doctors soon, because we are getting backed up a little bit. And I have a perfect place for it, because this both has the motivation boon and the money boon. So, although it kind of bankrupts me, we'll get that in as well. So, who's working here?
I do hope. Yay.
$66. See, they're also motivated. Alright, make me money. On the surface. Let's spend some faith coin. I was gonna hit up these soldiers, but like most of them are, well, here, let's do it anyway. They're in a big cluster. Yeah, that was effective. Definitely effective. Oh, shoot. I shouldn't have done it given that sin spawns were coming. I'm gonna have them buy some time. Sorry, soldier that got caught in that. Alright, so I bought the soldiers some time because these rangers are just gonna get wiped. But now the soldiers are being dispatched, and most of them are my cultists. And one of the reasons I have cultists is once I have enough cultists, I can also put them on defense, so they do defensive patrols. And in doing defensive patrols, they'll help to keep us safe from the demon spawns, which I think is a pretty handy tool in my disposal. Plus, there's always Rambo to help us out. Ate him. Line is rather long. This isn't going to solve the problem, but I'm going to just expand the line for now, and then add capacity when we have the money. Oh, there's plenty of space for him now. Okay, they, wow, we have a bunch of doctors. We definitely conquered those, sin spawn. We're doing an okay job with the throughput here. Once we have a little bit more money, I'll add even more. Because of the danger, the inherent combat and danger of this scenario, you have a lot of people dying regularly. So having an efficient hell bureaucracy to be able to resurrect them quickly is in our interest, so that we can get them back surface side to continue the war against the enemies. All right, there's another 7D. Yeah, I don't have enough money for that. And we'll just keep doing that. Now, we are starting to get some saints in here, and we are breaking down their holy patience. And let's track one of these saints to make sure that their loop is correct. I mean, I have no reason to believe it isn't, but I want to just double check. Shoot, I don't like any of those traits. Just do motivation, I guess. I don't know where they're headed, but they're going there faster. I think they're headed to, like, the... I really don't know.
I did something right.
Okay, we are being attacked by 10 raiders and a shaman. Got it. Now this break room covers all of this, but they're gonna need like an imp road to get there quickly. I also am gonna move this Omnisin Doctor down 1 and then fix the pathing so that we have an imp road here allowing them to get to the break room. Actually, I'm gonna move this one down. Imp road here, so they can get to the Omnisin Doctor quick, or sorry, the break room quickly. All right, there we go. I think all the paths are right. Then I'll be saving up my money because, you know, I just spent a whole bunch. So we're about to see one of the saints go through the check booth. And on the surface, we have 2 warbands. Wow, one is still alive. Wait. How bad did it go? Oh, no, they're fine. I think that's lying to me. I don't see that they're all dead. But yeah, we have 2 pending fights. We're getting a fair bit of heroes, so here we go. Charismatic admin maxed. And let's take a look. So the people that are working within the giant, like, demon balloon have super high static levels of motivation. And then they're going to be able to work through the backlog. Why are you standing there? That doesn't really make any sense. Because there's a waiting line. So here's a saint, and yep, they looped. Good. Works as intended. I'm going to replace this with one of the mega balloons. Here we go. Now they're all basically max motivation. And we have a bunch of cult members, so we might want to consider rolling HIA into the mix. Now the problem is there's not a lot of room. Like if we did HIA, we'd do it like here or something. So that might be the next purchase. Although this campaign doesn't necessarily need to focus too highly on cultists, but I wouldn't mind having their backup. So to that end, I'm going to expend our... because I had a bunch of admin magic. All these soldiers now are like basically cultists. That's cool. One of the advantages of having like an attack leader is the war bands form really tight groups. And those tight groups are really easy to influence with admin magic. Makes it a little bit easier. Oh yeah, there's a hella big party here. $48, not bad.
Half the price tag hoarded.
Oh.
Imagine all the things you could buy with that. Is it worth it?
Yes. I think for now, I'm okay with only really investing in this system. So let's get... I think I'm maybe only going to go for one more. Because I couldn't really... it'd be... well... if I push this one up, I could fit another one in. I'll do that. The Souls Road is going to be a little longer. We might need to terrify them to speed it up. Oh, that doesn't really help me, though. Oh, no, it does. Hold on. It's a little messy, but you'll see the update in a moment. Okay. The pathing is still correct, but that allows me to fit in, like, one here and one here. So I'll put the first one in. I can't afford both at the moment. Oop, that was backwards. All right, good enough. Might not be perfect, but it's decent. Now the only issue is when we get dispatched here, reaching this zone kind of sucks. And the problem is, fear... we can, like, put in fear here to, like, speed them up. But as you can see, it's, like, competing with the giant mega balloon. I meant to have it paused and forgot. So, oddly, like, you can try to, like, put dark altars or roasting pits to, like, counter it, but you have to, it has to be of a certain distance away. But essentially, these guys are walking at the speed of, like, tourists because they have no fear. And it's going to be really hard to, like, speed them up. Oh, also, are you too close to the lava? No, you're not. Okay, good. Yeah, that was not effective. Fine, whatever, they're leisurely. We could get a higher tier Souls Road if we really were concerned. That would be a purchase to buy, potentially. I'm going to take a little bit of a risk here and buy the last Omnicells. Dock. Even though money's going to be a little tight.
Woo-hoo.
I'll risk it. There we go. So this basically maxed out the usage space for treatment around the leprechaun stash. Synth on the rise, yeah, we're dealing with it. And guacas. Cool. Oh, okay. We met wage quota. Well, I think having gone a little over time to try to establish like a money grinder to be able to afford the library fee, this is where I'm going to end for this stream. Thank you for tuning in to Sintopia, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream of another game. Farewell, my fellow administrators.